we're going. Let me just double check. Welcome to the Summer Drum-A-Long-A-Thon, Day 3. You can see above me I have Taiko no Tatsujin running. One of my soft goals of the summer is to be able to play this extremely difficult piece. And you can see there's a lot of notes, and it's very tricky. What you probably don't know is that this is only 60% of the speed that I eventually want to play it at. This is a slowed down version, so this is an extremely tricky piece. Today, we're not going to play songs this tricky for the most part. For the most part, we're going to go simple. And I'm going to drum on balloons. I'm going to drum on a variety of other objects. Like I started yesterday, they don't all have to be balloons. And I hope that you have your own sticks or just hit stuff with your hands. That works too. But I hope that you have something to hit with and objects to receive those hits. We'll be using dowels, just little dowels. I bought these in a pack of 10 from Dollarama. They are 12 inches by about a quarter inch, or 30.5 centimeters by 0.6 centimeters. They come in 3 sizes. This is the middle one. So we are going to play this game, Taiko no Tatsujin. And as I was saying, this is extreme mode. This is as hard as it gets. But the idea is always the same. This circle over here that looks like the sun, it just kind of exploded because one of those notes hit it. You can think of that as now. That's the present. Once the dots hit it, that's when you want to hit your thing at the same time. There's either red or blue. I have conveniently a red balloon and a blue balloon, but when I start playing with other objects, I'll just be picking what my red sound is and what my blue sound is. Red tends to be the main sound, whatever that means to you. You can also think of it as kick snare. Which sometimes happens. They'll interpret the song that way. So that circle, that sun, is the now, and everything over here is in the future. So you will see the patterns of the future coming towards it, and your goal is to feel the rhythm of the music and be able to execute those patterns when they hit this circle. I often say don't stare at the now, keep your eyes off in the future so that you know what patterns are coming up. If you're always reacting right in the now, once it gets difficult, then you're not going to be able to execute. So we are going to play some tracks on Taiko no Tatsujin. I'm going to play on balloon drums. I'm going to try some other drums. We did all sorts of fun drums yesterday. Let me just bring that out. I'm going to hide that for now. And let's look at some of the drums that we had yesterday. We had the peanut butter drum. I actually have it right here. So the peanut butter drum, just a jar of peanut butter, and a yoga elastic. So this was a very nice drum. I only used it once, so maybe it didn't get its fair share. What else do we have yesterday? We had the I had just drummed on a Mac box, a macaroni and cheese. I drummed a lot on this notebook and sheet of paper. That's a pretty good drum. We can, hunk of wood, the first. I'm sure there's going to be many hunks of wood before the end of the summer. And then I did drum on this piece of wrapped tape. It was wrapped in plastic, which made it very drum-like. So today I have some other objects. We'll get to those as we go. But we're also going to play some tracks on Taiko no Tatsujin. I have it loaded up here. Let me just switch my thing a bit. I'm gonna shrink myself a bit. Bring up my name. I am the pegboardist. Sometimes on the internet. That's what I'm known as. Anyway, so we are going to drum along. The music is upbeat. We're going to start with a classical piece. This is called the William Tell Overture. Very jaunty. So, you can see there are quite a few difficulties. For the most part, we are going to be sticking with, mostly normal and easy mode, because I'm assuming most of the people playing along are not super experienced at this, and that's okay. So this one, let's start on normal. We're going to start a little bit tricky if this is your first time. And if you get lost, that's okay. Just see if you can anticipate the patterns coming up and see if you can jump back on. So I'm going to start with my balloons. Let's load this up. Awesome. So, as you can see, sometimes the notes are spaced out. Sometimes they're grouped in little groups. Today, let's always look for those little groups. There's going to be little groups of 3 notes, little groups of 3-bit patterns. Sometimes there's going to be little groups of 4. Sometimes there's going to be groups of 5. And, at first, you're going to just be looking at each of those individual dots. But eventually, those groups are going to become like little words, like red, red, blue. Sometimes you have to execute that very fast. Like red, red, blue feels very different than a red, red, blue. And that's, you'll see that chunk and you'll just be able to go, oh, instead of going, oh, that's a red, then a blue. These things become automatic is what I'm saying. The more time you spend with it. That said, let's just jump into another song. I made a little playlist yesterday. We started with some classical. Let's go in a completely different direction. This is the Saturday morning cartoon direction. Dragon Ball. This show has been around for a long, long time, and this is one of the old theme songs. Let's go on normal mode. I think you'll be okay. Let me know in the comments if the songs are too hard or too easy. Let me know in the comments what kind of instrument you're playing on. I will do one more on the balloon drum, and then I will switch to something else after this. Okay, get ready. Amazing. So you'll notice a lot of these songs are in Japanese. That's because this game did originate in Japan, in the arcades. And of course, it had a large arcade cabinet with a big drum on it and 2 drumsticks. And yeah, you'd play that in front of people and they'd judge you on how well you did in real time. Let's switch instruments, because part of this, you know, I prepared these balloon drums. It took me some time. I had to go out and buy this tube. And you might not have this stuff at home. So in the spirit of what you all might be up to, I have grabbed some random objects. Today the theme is recycling bin. So these are all things that I can pull out of my recycling bin. Start with random juice bottle. So this is kind of fun. I kind of have those 2 different sounds. So I'm going to make red hitting the bass, and then blue I'm going to hit up there. Let's see how that goes. Let's do this one. I don't even remember what this sounds like. Jaunty. So a lot of this, you know, I want to say a lot of this music isn't necessarily what I'd flip to on the radio if I'm trying to relax, but I love playing any genre, even though I don't like listening to every genre. So even if these, you know, is your first time hearing these songs, so even if it's not your favorite genre, I bet if you play along and try to engage with the music that way, you're going to care less whether you like the music or not, because it's useful to play along with. Anyway, let's do this jaunty Marionette Pure by, I don't know how to say that. On Juice Container. So, let's rank the juice container as far as how good of a drum did it make. I like the sounds. The sound quality is strong. I like the distinction between those. Bounce is better than nothing. It does bounce off a little bit. The obvious problem is stability. Because, you know, when I hit it, the energy wants to move it in the direction I'm hitting it. So maybe... this might be better. So pretty good. But let's try a variation on the juice container, which is a carton with a hole. This is going to be actually pretty close to the way you're supposed to play it in the arcade. They only give you one drum, so red is hitting the drum in the middle, and blue is actually hitting it on the rim. So that's what I'm going to do for red ones. I'm going to hit it in the middle, and then blue, I'm going to hit it on the rim. All right, let's go back into... let's try a piece of classical music since I'm drumming on such a serious thing. Oh yeah, I did do this one earlier in the week, and what I find is that normal mode, basically what they do is they all, easy, normal, hard, and extreme, they always play the song at tempo, but easy, they just throw simpler patterns at you, more on the beat and less notes. So easy will have less notes than normal, hard, and extreme, and they'll really sort of run off the beats and all that in extreme mode. Sometimes, though, the song loses its essence. It doesn't have a flow when you take too many notes out. And I felt like normal sort of took too much out of this piece. So let's try it on hard mode. There's going to be a couple of little things that might be too hard to do. But the main thing is we get to go the ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum, instead of ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum, which is sort of tricky, actually. Anyway, you've heard it before. A little 4-bit pattern. Alright, hard mode, Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. Carton. excellent. Even though, it wasn't the most refined sound in the world, it's kind of fun drumming on a carton. Part of that, is that in music, when you play a sound is more important than what sound you make. Especially if you want to play music with other people, because the ability to anticipate what's coming from the future and be able to play it in the now with another human, you can play the wrong note, but if you play at the wrong time, then it's really going to mess with the other person. So you have to agree on what's happening coming down the note highway of life and play that in time with the person. And so when you play is going to be ultimately more important than what sound you make. And what sound you make is extremely important in music, but when you play is ultimately way more important. Sorry, teacher moment. Let's keep on going. Let me know what you think of the different drums. Maybe you thought that the carton was trash and you miss our old friend Juice Container. That could be the case. This object might be way too flimsy. I haven't practiced on this one. I'd say that's my red. I don't know if I'm getting a decent enough second sound out of this. So that's when you combine two together. So I'm going to go flimsy plastic container for red. And I'm going to go carton for blue notes. We did that. Let's do this tune. This is a three-star normal, which means it's easier than a 4 to 10-star normal. So there's difficulties within the different difficulties, which becomes handy. Okay, let's launch into this on flimsy plastic container and carton. Okay, let's rank Flimsy Plastic Container as far as enjoyability to drum on. I didn't love it. Didn't love the sound. It has its place, but the kind of bad for a default all the time sound. Didn't love the bounce. It's a little bit too flimsy, so it was moving around a lot. So, not my favorite. Here's another thing from my recycling cabinet. This feels like it should be good. Like it's, you know, it's a drum. The drum skin, quote, you know, it doesn't act totally like a real drum skin, and that it's not stretched out. It's not going to vibrate long after I strike it. But it's drum shaped. So it should be pretty good. I also like that the strikes are close between the red and the blue. Let's go to another track. You know, sometimes on this game you'll find tracks that you unironically just fall in love with, and I find this song to be super fun, so we're going to do it on normal mode. It's only 2. Natsumatsuri. So red middle, blue rim. All right, so that was actually this drum's pretty good, and that song, I mean, they threw mostly red at us, and this is one of the big differences between normal, hard, and expert. So normal, you know, a lot more things on the beat. So you'll see a lot more patterns being built from the line, which is the downbeat, and then building off that as it goes. And then you get sort of like 3-bit chunks, but usually it's red, red, red. But sometimes they'll make you do it faster. So, you know, a 3-bit can be, or Those are all 3-bit chunks, just at different tempos. And like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, when you first start playing these games, you're going to see all of those dots as individual things. But as you play this for a while, you're going to start seeing these chunks, these 3-bit patterns, these 4-bit patterns, and your brain will just register how they feel to play those. Like the 3 in a row red feels, pretty easy to do. Blue. I should also, I often get the question, what hand should you lead with? And I'd say get good at leading with any hand. If you when you're playing these long tracks of complicated patterns, sometimes you're going to have to start that pattern with your left hand. Sometimes you're going to have to start it with your right hand. So one of those is going to be stronger for you. So it's good to practice leading with both. For example, number 1 there is red, red, blue. So lead with your right, then your left. Because in hard mode, they're not only going to throw all of these different 3-bit patterns at you, but they're going to ask you to do them in quick succession. And that you don't really want to always have to start with the same hand. It's easier if you can alternate left, right, left, right, left. And that's for all of these. If you're doing 2, you can lead with your left, you can lead with your right. Same with 3. And all of these little patterns feel different to do, right? And you will put it into your muscle memory if you keep playing these games, and you won't even have to think about the patterns. It's just going to become automatic, like a 6. You'll see it and you go, oh, that's a, or a, very clean on my container. Let's launch into another song or two. Get rid of those. Actually, to hammer this home, we saw Natsu Matsuri on normal mode, and you saw the patterns there. Let's try it on hard and see, or do you want to see it on extreme? The chat can vote. All right. Let's just go on extreme for fun. You're going to see not only 3-bit patterns repeated pretty quick. You might see 5-bit patterns, and it's just going to ask you to do it all a lot faster. So let's try this song on extreme. You may or may not be able to do it. I hope I can do this on my yogurt container. I have no idea. It might be too fast. As you can see, it gets a lot trickier in extreme mode, and it just makes you do these patterns a little bit faster. It was a little bit too fast for my friend the yogurt container because the stability is not strong. And you know, we could modify this. We could attach it to the floor. We could put something heavy inside of it that wouldn't affect the sound too much. And you know, all of these sound okay. Not quite as nice as the balloons. There's something magical about drumming on balloons. And I've actually been drumming on balloons for years now. The original balloon drum was just a can and then a balloon stretched over the top. And you can play with the stretchiness of this balloon to get different tones, different pitches. So let's try a song with the can balloon drum. Okay, let's do another Saturday morning cartoon. Actually, this is not a Saturday morning cartoon. This is a Saturday night cartoon. I watched a couple of episodes of this show. It's called Attack on Titan. Whew. It's dark, man. It's like this futuristic place and all these people live in this city. It's kind of medieval, but they also have like not jetpacks, but jet-propelled grapple hooks. And their town is constantly invaded by these horrific giants. So whenever I hear this song, I was saying, all of my friends are eaten by giants. Because everybody dies in this show. So if you're very young, I do not recommend Attack on Titan. If you like being sad, and if you enjoy pain and or gore, then it might be right up your alley. It might be the best new show. But the theme song is fire. So I'm going to try the theme song, normal mode, on a can with a stretch balloon. Play whatever object you have in front of you. All right, so can balloon drum. It has some strengths. It has some obvious strengths. The best one is the bounce is great. When I hit it, it comes right back up, so I don't have to put a lot of energy into lifting the stick back up. Another benefit is it sounds super cool. Although the sound maybe lasts a little bit longer than I want it to. Also, it's a little bit unstable, so it's a little bit unstable, so it moves around a bit. And also, the target's a little bit small for me to hit these red ones. It's really easy to miss, and then I'm just hitting the side and it sounds a lot like the blue. You can also change the sound, you know, if you stretch it further, or if I loosen it. So, much cooler. But yeah, that sustain is really long, so sometimes you want your notes to be shorter, especially when you're creating rhythms. Saying hello to someone in the chat. I think it's my brother. Let's keep going. I think we have time for one or two more. You know, I'm going to go back to my balloon drum. Because out of all the fake objects to drum on, this is the S tier. This is the ultimate. The bounce is perfect. The target is really big. If I hit it over there on the side, it doesn't care. I can get different tones if I squeeze it. You know, balloon drums are perfect. What do we have left? Oh, we have this really strange version of Funicula. I played Funicula in junior high band. I played the tenor saxophone. It was not this version. This is a weird fusion, classical and electronic music. Let's do it on normal mode. Grab your object. Strange version, like I said. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that version of Funicula, except that I think it's fun. I think it's fun to play. If you are a big fan of traditional opera, then you might find that song to be off-putting. That's okay too. Let's do one more, and then we will talk a little bit about Megalovania. I think this is EDM-ish. Yeah, this one's super fast. Sometimes super fast is just what the doctor ordered. We're going to keep it in normal because this is an extreme 9-star, which I can't do. Those are too hard. Here we go. You'll notice in those breaks I was sort of playing whatever I wanted, and you know, even in the, if we were actually playing this properly, because we're not playing this properly. We have it on auto mode so that it plays all the notes regardless. If we were playing this properly with a drum controller which was reading our inputs, it doesn't deduct points for playing notes when there isn't one. So if you just want to go, then it allows you to do that, which is nice. It shouldn't penalize you for extra notes. Okay. So longtime fans of the channel will know that one of our main goals is to play a song called Megalovania. Let's just bring it up over here. Now, Megalovania, you will see, is a 9-star extreme. It even goes up to 10-star if you play it really well, which is something I can't actually do yet because it's super fast. It's about 240 beats per minute, and you see a lot of those, you know, 5-6 beat pattern, 6-bit patterns, 3-bit patterns, but they're just extremely fast and chained together in these long things. So I have been wanting to play this for a long time, but it's just out of my grasp. So over the summer, I'm going to practice this song and see how far I get. Let's play it once at pace. This is not achievable if you've not played this game before, so don't be frustrated with yourself if, you know, you get lost. This is just for kicks. See how far you can get. The first part's easy. No problem. Here we go. part's really a freebie. So that's day 3 of me getting that really wrong in a row. And I cannot play it at pace yet, obviously. So what I do have is I have slowed down the tracks so that it is even close to being achievable. Let's try this at 60% speed. Four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Always that lady? That's good for now. So you can see when we do slow it down to 60, it is more manageable. For some reason, my computer's giving up and saying this is way too much. So let's just close that for now. And let's actually end. We're going to, because I do play a lot of these on Taiko no Tatsujin. But you can also play a game called Osu, which has all these sort of, like, you're sort of following and clicking along, but it also has a Taiko mode, and it allows you to edit songs within Osu and make your own beat maps. So we have a few different beat maps, and since we've been talking about 3-bit patterns a lot today and stuff like that, I built this sort of etude around a piece of music by Rob Mitchelson, who is a fun guy and a great musician. So this has a lot of those 3-bit patterns, and it actually kind of goes in the order counting in binary. I'm going to have to actually move myself up here. Let's do that. Ooh. So that track and several others are available on this YouTube channel, Beatmap Music. So you can go check those out, practice as much as you want. But I think for today, actually for this week, that will do it for the Summer Drum-A-Long-A-Thon presented by Beatmap Music. I have been... The pegboard is coming at you from my basement studio. I hope you had a good week. And we're going to keep doing this all summer long. We're going to build musical skills and have lots of fun playing music together. So, peace. Have a good weekend. And I'll see you on Monday.